Nobody warned you that adulthood feels like losing parts of yourself. Not all at once. Not in a way you can clearly point to. Just quietly. One day you realize you don't laugh the same. You don't think the same. You don't feel as connected to who you used to be. Nothing dramatic happened. Life just kept moving. And somewhere along the way, you started becoming reliable instead of curious, responsible instead of expressive, functional instead of fully yourself. Most people feel this. They just don't have words for it. Growing up, you imagine adulthood as progress. More confidence, more clarity, more certainty. You think once you're older, things will make sense. But for many people, adulthood feels less like addition and more like subtraction. Less time, less energy. Fewer unanswered questions replaced by responsibility. You don't feel lost in an obvious way. You feel busy, occupied, needed. And yet there's a quiet gap between what you expected adulthood to feel like and what it actually became. At some point, identity stops being shaped by choice and starts being shaped by necessity. You become what's required of you, what the situation needs, what other people rely on. Worker, partner, parent, provider, caretaker. You become dependable, capable, useful. But quietly, you stop asking who you are when no one needs anything from you. Identity doesn't disappear. It just gets buried under responsibility. And over time, that distance from yourself starts to feel unsettling. This is why adulthood can feel uncomfortable even when life looks stable. Your sense of self was once built on exploration, on curiosity, on becoming. Now it's built on obligation. And obligation alone can keep a life running, but it can't make it feel meaningful. So you don't feel broken. You feel slightly misaligned, like you're living a life that technically works, but doesn't quite feel like yours anymore. That tension is subtle, but it's persistent. Adulthood doesn't take things loudly. It takes them quietly. Time disappears into routines. Curiosity fades behind schedules. Certain dreams stop being visited. Not because they failed, but because there was never space for them. Nothing is gone forever, but much of it has been left unattended. And what feels like loss is often just neglect that's gone on for too long. Most people describe this feeling as a lack of motivation. They think they've become lazy, or tired, or undisciplined. But that's rarely the truth. What's missing isn't drive, it's connection. Connection to what matters. Connection to what feels personal. Connection to themselves. Disorientation often looks like laziness from the outside, and it feels similar on the inside. But they are not the same thing. Here's what no one really explains about adulthood. Identity isn't something you find. It's something you return to, not by escaping responsibility, but by choosing intentionally what still matters within it. Adulthood doesn't remove identity. It requires maintenance. And without that maintenance, life becomes functional, but disconnected. You don't need a new personality. You need to reconnect with what was meaningful before everything became necessary. The discomfort you feel isn't a sign that you're lost. It's a signal that something needs updating. The version of you that once worked may not fit the life you're living now. And that doesn't mean you failed. It means you've grown. Outgrowing old versions of yourself is uncomfortable, but it's also natural. This is the moment where reflection becomes choice, where you stop asking what's expected and start noticing what feels true again, quietly, gradually, without drama. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You need to remember what still matters to you. That's how adulthood becomes personal again. Not louder, not easier, but more honest. And that honesty, quiet as it is often enough to bring you back to yourself.